Do you ever feel like the question, what's for dinner, is enough to push you over the edge? You are not alone. And the good news is that it does not have to feel this hard. Creating a simple meal planning routine has completely changed the game for me. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to plan a full week of dinners in less than 10 minutes so that you can get started in the right direction.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renae Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
I don't know about you, but one of the most frustrating questions of all time is, what are we having for dinner? And when we hear this, it's like an automatic trigger to just annoy us. At least it is for me, because I could be having a very busy but okay day. And as soon as I hear that, I'm just like, ugh, it's just one more thing to have to take care of. And it can change the outlook of the rest of the night. And if I actually take time and I meal plan ahead of time, I feel so much better in the evenings, and my evenings flow super smooth, and we are able to just spend a lot more quality time together in the evenings rather than me getting frustrated with what's going to be for dinner. And my husband's really great about helping with dinner and everything. So it's not even like it's all on my shoulders, but it's just having to decide one more thing at the end of the day when I don't feel prepared. And I do not like feeling unprepared. So if you have been trying to get a meal planning routine in place, but you just haven't been able to do it, it feels overwhelming. It feels like it's just kind of complicated. This is a really, really easy way to do it. And you can do it in less than 10 minutes. I gave myself 10 minutes to help you create a full week of dinners, but you really probably don't even need a full 10 minutes, which is awesome. And you're probably going to spend the most time doing it for the very first time. And then it's a repeatable process that's just going to get quicker and quicker as time goes on. And you can get this narrowed down into just a couple of minutes, and it will take so much stress off your plate. You're going to feel absolutely amazing. Now, this isn't my full meal planning routine because it doesn't include, making your grocery list and doing any prep work or anything like that, beyond putting the meals together or deciding on the meals. But this is a really great place to get you started so that you at least know what you're going to do. You feel prepared, you know what you're going to need to shop for, and then you can put the rest of the steps in place. But this is at least going to get you a framework to get you going so that meal planning starts to become simpler for you. So, number one, you are going to grab a pen and paper and you are going to brainstorm a list of your family's favorite meals. And if you don't have a pen and paper, you can also do this in a notepad or in an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet, whatever you have available to you. You're going to just brainstorm a list of your family's favorite meals. You're not thinking about planning a menu, you're not thinking about anything else. Just write down, what are some meals that your family loves or you love. Depending on your household, if it is just you, write down your favorite meals. If it is, a full family that you make meals for, then ask them their opinions as well. It's like, it just take some time to just ask them questions like, hey, what are some of your favorite meals that I make? What are some of your favorite meals to have at home? And just jot them down. There is no wrong answer. You are literally just creating a full brainstormed list. Now, you're probably going to have a lot longer list, but I would recommend to have a minimum of like 15 options. So if you want to have more than that, absolutely go for it, but try to get your list to be at least 15 options so that you have some variety in there. And then you're going to move to number two, which is to kind of review your list. And you're just going to put a star next to the ones that you think are super quick to make, because we want to call out those meals that are quick, that are, like tacos. It's super, super quick and easy to get tacos on the table for dinner. Another option might be like your slow cooker meals, because those are going to be very easy. So if you have a busy night, these are really going to be good options for you moving forward. So you just want to call them out. Like you can highlight them, you can put a star next to them, but we just want to somehow distinguish that those are quick meal options. Okay. And when you are done with this list, this is not a list that you're going to have to recreate every time. I want you to hold on to this list, because what you now have is a dinner idea list. And this is going to help you moving forward when it comes time for meal planning. Because when we are meal planning, a lot of times we sit down to write out our meal plan, and all of those dinner ideas that are always bouncing around in our heads have just poof gone away. And that's one of the most stressful things, is that when we are trying to plan out our meals, we all of a sudden just have no idea what we are going to make, because all of the dinner ideas are gone. And so by just writing it down and brainstorming this list ahead of time, we are able to actually like put some ideas into place. And if you think of more, anytime you think of more, just plug them onto your list, and it can be a growing list. It doesn't mean that this is just a one and done thing. Just add to it as time goes on, or you find new meals that you love, and this becomes your master dinner idea list. Okay. And before we move to number three, I'm just going to kind of clarify two things here. So when I'm talking about a schedule, I'm talking about like your your schedule, your calendar, like your Google Calendar, your paper planner, like what is going on in your life. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a schedule. When I'm talking about your meal planning calendar, this is what I'm referring to is like a wall calendar that is only for your meals. So this is like my menu planning calendar. And I like to use a just super simple spiral bound wall calendar, because then as you fill in your meals, you end up having weeks upon months of meal plans at your fingertips, because it all just kind of gets recorded on there. And it's a really simple and cheap way to be really consistent with meal planning. Now, if you don't have that, you can use some other organization tool. You can, plug it into a Google Calendar. You can plug it into a spreadsheet. You can plug it into, even just a simple piece of paper. You can just write out the upcoming week and just go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way through for your week. But whatever you're using, feel free to use what is available to you. So that's how I just wanted to kind of clarify when I'm talking about a meal planning calendar versus your schedule. So as we move into step three, you want to look at your upcoming week's schedule, and you want to fill in your meal planning calendar based on the following things. So we're going to go step by step and fill this out. Okay. So first, you're going to look, are there any nights that you will not be home, or you have other plans where you won't be home for dinner? So, first, look at your upcoming schedule and look at that. So, are you having dinner at a friend's house? Are you going out on a date night at a restaurant? Are you having a pizza party for a kid's birthday? So, anything that you have going on that you do not need to make dinner at home, write that into your meal planning calendar, because those are going to be nights that you do not have to plan for dinner. And if you are going somewhere, like let's say you're going to a friend's house, but you're going to be bringing something because it's like a potluck function, you are going to write in what you're going to bring. You could put, dinner at, so and so's house, bring, and then the dish that you need to bring, because that is going to be kind of, in essence, it's going to be your dinner plan for the evening. You still need to record that somewhere. So plug that in if you need to. But if you're going on a date night at a restaurant, you don't need to make anything for that. So you could just plug in date night and keep it super simple. So if there are no days that you're not going to be home and you're going to be home all of the days, then don't worry about this. You just go to the next step. And then next, we're going to look at, are there any busy nights where you are going to need a quick dinner Or will you need to put something in the slow cooker before you leave the house? Or even if you're home all day, are you still going to need to have something in the slow cooker because you're not going to have time to make dinner that evening? Or you just want kind of an easy night. So that's what you're going to look at next. And this is where you are going to plug in any of those meals that from your list that you had starred or, marked as quick meals. That's where this comes in handy. So you want to look at your schedule. Like, do you have a sports night where you're going to be getting home kind of late? Or do you have something going on where you need a really quick option so that when you get home, it's easy to get dinner on the table, or you've already got something in the slow cooker so that you can have dinner on the table right away when you get home. So that's what you're looking at next. And so plug in those quick meal options on those busier nights. And then next, you're going to ask yourself if you tend to have a lot of leftovers or ingredients to use up before you go grocery shopping the next week. I want you to plug in something called fridge sweep. And when I talk about a fridge sweep, it's basically taking one night to get creative and use up any ingredients that you possibly can before you plan a new week of meals and do your next week's grocery shopping. So when you are plugging in a fridge sweep night, this means that you're going to have to kind of make some decisions and get creative. Typically, you have some idea of what you could have, but it's kind of a creative night. So if you typically are like out of groceries and you're like, I'm not going to have anything to make because we always eat everything in our fridge, then you probably won't need a fridge sweep night. So if you want one, plug it in. If you don't, then you don't need this, but you can test it out and see what works best for you. And then lastly, we want to look at any remaining days we have and just select any of the dinner ideas from your idea list and plug them in on the remaining nights. And that is all you have to do. You now have a full week of meal planning your dinners done. And this is a repeatable process. So you won't have to go through steps 1 and 2 to brainstorm your list of favorite meals and then star the quick ones. You don't have to do that anymore because you now can just go straight to step 3 and look at your upcoming schedule and go through the little checklist to actually create your meals. So we're going to recap this so that if it was confusing or it felt like it's going to take a long time, this is going to make it easier. But you're going to, number one, brainstorm your list of your family's favorite meals. Number 2, you're going to put a star near the ones that are super quick or are like slow cooker meals. And that is what you do now. And then this is where you're going to actually create your meal plan in less than 10 minutes. You're going to look at your upcoming week's schedule and you're going to have a meal planning calendar and you're going to fill in your meal planning calendar by comparing your week's schedule and ask yourself these questions. So, one, are there any nights you will not be home or you have other plans where you will not be home for dinner? Plug those in first. Next, you're going to look at are there any busy nights where you need a quick dinner or where you will need to put something in the slow cooker? And then plug those in next and grab meals off your list that are starred as quick meals here. Next, you're going to plug in a fridge sweep if you think you need one. And lastly, you're on any remaining days, you're just going to select dinners that look good from your idea list and plug them in. And now you have a full week of dinners. And this is a repeatable process so that you can do this every week moving forward. Just continue to add to your dinner idea list as things come to mind. And this will be a super easy, stress free process to plan out your week's worth of dinners in less than 10 minutes.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.